We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game.
You are not going to believe what just happened in the WNBA. Forget everything you thought you knew about All-Star games, because Caitlin Clark just pulled off a move so audacious, so utterly savage, it shattered every single rule in the book.
Any intentions of really trading any of them? I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Ooh.
It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
We're not talking about a simple player trade here. We're talking about Clark, with that signature smirk and a mic drop moment, actually trading away her own coach. And let me tell you, Sabrina Ionescu's reaction to this bombshell? Absolutely priceless.
Caitlin Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeve off the team.
Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team.
But hold up, because here's the real tea, the hidden message that everyone else totally missed. This wasn't some random, lighthearted bit of fun. Oh no. This was Caitlin sending a calculated, strategic message that's about to shake up the entire league, from the locker rooms all the way to the front office.
Caitlin just gave her a straight up, man, forget you and get off my team.
My sources are spilling that this was calculated chaos at its finest, and it's set to completely redefine what player power looks like in the WNBA. So, buckle up for the unfiltered truth.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest all-star selections ever. She picked her friends, she made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them.
What do you think was the real reason behind Caitlin's bold coach swap? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we're about to dive deep into a move that essentially declared, sorry WNBA, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule.
Yeah, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it. You can coach Sabrina. So therefore, maybe Stewie wants to come on over to my team.
Whoa.
Let me know, Fee, you want to give me Stewie?
We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game. This is something you're agreeing to, Fee. There's no terms to this deal.
I agree with Cheryl, I agree with the trade. I love Cheryl, she's my coach here. And you know what, that's just gonna be worse for Team Clark because now we got more chemistry on our side, we got more synergy, we know what we expect from each other, so that was a bad move on your part, Caitlin, we're taking you down.
Before this all-star bombshell even detonated, the tension between Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Reeve was a simmering pot, just waiting to boil over. This wasn't some random, out-of-the-blue decision from Clark. Oh no, she knew exactly what she was doing when she orchestrated Reeve's unexpected boot from her all-star coaching duties. Anyone who follows the WNBA knows the history here isn't exactly sunshine and rainbows. Let's rewind. Remember the absolute uproar when Caitlin Clark got infamously snubbed from the Olympic roster? Well, guess who was coaching Team USA at the time, shaping that controversial decision? Yep, Cheryl Reeve herself. The entire situation was a chaotic mess, messier than a toddler's finger-painting project, and it left a sour taste in everyone's mouth. But it didn't stop there. After that whole fiasco, Reeve had the audacity to publicly comment on how the WNBA's intense focus on Clark was supposedly getting out of hand. Talk about throwing shade in broad daylight. So, when Caitlin Clark, with a flick of her wrist during the All-Star draft, pulled off this unprecedented coach trade, it was far more than just a logistical reshuffle. This was a direct, unapologetic statement.
Fee, Stewart, Alicia Gray, Aneka Ogwumike, and Paige. They got 2 guards and 3 power forwards on that roster for Team Collier. Caitlin Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlin Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satou Sabally at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satou Sabally. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two.
It was Clark essentially saying, you didn't want me on your Olympic team? Fine. Then you don't get to coach me at the All-Star game either. The level of calculated, strategic petty in that move? Absolutely legendary. So, picture the scene, you're watching what's supposed to be a fun, lighthearted all-star draft, the kind where everyone's just laughing, picking their dream teams, and maybe throwing a little playful banter. And then, completely out of nowhere, Caitlin Clark drops a bombshell that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. With an ice-cold demeanor, she straight up declared a trade, orchestrating the swap of Cheryl Reeve for Sandy Brondello. Just like that, Clark became the first player in WNBA history to ever pull off a coach exchange in an all-star format. The sheer audacity of it? Chef's kiss, truly. But here's where it gets absolutely juicy, and where the cameras caught the real drama. The moment the news broke, all eyes darted to Sabrina Ionescu. And her reaction? It was everything. When she found out she'd be surprisingly reunited with her New York Liberty coach, Sandy Brondello, on Team Clark, her response was pure, unadulterated gold. A knowing smirk, a subtle lean in, and that perfectly delivered line, "You can't escape me." You could practically feel the collective gasp ripple through the room and across every screen watching live. That was the moment this playful draft turned into an instant viral sensation. And Caitlyn? She just looked directly into the camera, a picture of unmatched confidence, and delivered the ultimate mic drop line. Sorry WNBA, if that's not in the rules. Sorry ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. The sass was off the charts. The casual way she completely restructured an entire all-star format on live television, rewriting the playbook in real time? That, my friends, is main character energy right there. This wasn't just a trade, it was a power play, a moment of raw, unfiltered player agency that etched itself into WNBA history.
Maybe it's going to be the X Factor. The coaches are maybe going to be the X Factor.
Hey, Sandy, defending champion, loves to shoot threes, lets her players get after it. I don't know. I'm feeling good with Sandy and Sabrina on my team. Like I said, if you want to send Stewie over too, I'll take her. So
what's the offer? What's the offer for Stewie?
What's the offer here?
And Coach, you may have been involved in the first ever coach trade of any All-Star game ever. Just want to get your thoughts on that in your mind. First for you, Leo.
They announced it? Yeah. That you got traded? Yeah. Oh, I got to go look at all that. Traded? I have no idea what the teams are. Second time in history now. Jeez, as a player.
Now, let's peel back the layers and get into the real tea of what this audacious move actually signifies. This wasn't just a spontaneous moment of all-star fun, it was a calculated demonstration of player empowerment that is rapidly reshaping the WNBA landscape. Think about it, Caitlin Clark, in only her second year as a professional, just casually rewrote the rules of an entire all-star game because she felt like it. She didn't ask for permission, she didn't offer an apology, she just did it. That, my friends, is the kind of bold, unapologetic energy that doesn't just change a game, it changes entire leagues.
And I got traded, yes. My son hit me up after he goes, I've created history. This is awesome, I got traded as a coach. But look, I get to coach with Sabrina. I'm on Caitlin Clark's in Indianapolis. I mean, what a great show. So we'll go out there and have some fun.
Andy at the All-Star game.
Right here, Betty. No,
yeah, I'm actually very excited. It's never happened to me before, so this is the first time. Obviously, super comfortable being able to go there with a coach that loves me, and I'm really excited to be able to just kind of share that together. I mean, I think it's obviously an honor to be able to go with my teammate, but also the coaching staff and everyone. Like, it's a time to celebrate, obviously, our accomplishments, but hers as well. Like, it's not easy to be like a top coach and have to go do that. So I'm excited to kind of be able to spend that all together. And then you're on Clark and Brianna's obviously on Collier. Caitlin tried to trade for her at the end, but it fell through at the last minute. Are you guys going to make any deals or bets on the game between teammates, or what's that going to be like to be foes for a day?
It'll be weird. Maybe we'll just allow each other to trade off baskets and shoot. But no, I mean, the All-Star game is always fun. It's not that competitive, and it's just kind of you get to go out there, enjoy, have fun, and just kind of celebrate the accomplishments. So I'm excited for all of us.
The timing of this power move couldn't have been more perfect, either. We are deep into an era where WNBA players are increasingly vocal about their preferences, their roles, and their willingness to challenge traditional structures. Clark's trade, fueled by her very public past with Cheryl Reeve, wasn't merely about personal grievances. It was about setting a powerful precedent that players, even in exhibition games, possess a tangible agency over their own circumstances. It's a statement that reverberates far beyond a single all-star draft. And the chatter behind the scenes? Oh, it's juicy. While most players are publicly supportive, there are whispers of simmering resentment among some veterans who view Clark's meteoric rise and the spotlight she commands with a certain level of jealousy. They might not say it directly, but the undercurrent of feeling that the league is bending to Clark's will is palpable. Meanwhile, the fan reactions were exactly what you'd expect. Clark's ardent supporters were absolutely living for the drama, hailing it as iconic and a testament to her unique influence. On the flip side, some who defend Cheryl Reeve were quick to label the move as disrespectful, sparking heated debates across social media about the ethics of such a bold, in-the-moment decision and what kind of precedent it sets for the league's future. It's pure, unadulterated drama, and everyone is talking about it. The reverberations of Caitlin Clark's audacious coach swap immediately sent shockwaves throughout the All-Star Game's carefully constructed dynamics. This wasn't just a simple trade, it was a domino effect, creating what I can only describe as beautiful chaos where loyalties were suddenly shuffled, and long-established relationships were temporarily, and awkwardly, disrupted. Consider the immediate fallout. Players like Nneka Collier, who plays under Cheryl Reeve on the Minnesota Lynx, suddenly found herself on the opposing All-Star team, facing her actual coach. Imagine the tension, the internal conflict of having your regular season leader now strategizing against you in an exhibition setting. That's not just awkward, that's prime, unscripted drama playing out on live television. The sheer unpredictability of it all was a ratings goldmine. You could almost feel the scramble behind the scenes at ESPN. Were they supposed to panic over the unscripted chaos, or celebrate the viral sensation unfolding before their eyes? Analysts were tripping over themselves, trying to decipher if this was allowed, if it was a one-off, or if Clark had just fundamentally altered the future of all-star drafts. Reporters were frantically trying to figure out the official rules, announcers were scrambling to understand the implications, and social media, of course, was in a complete meltdown, exploding with every possible reaction imaginable. It was pure, unadulterated chaos, but in the most entertaining way possible. What started as a seemingly innocuous draft segment swiftly transformed into a gripping narrative about player power, complex coach relationships, and the rapidly evolving culture of professional women's basketball. One single trade announcement managed to create weeks, if not months, of content and discussion, proving that sometimes, the most dramatic moments are the ones you never see coming. This entire all-star spectacle, orchestrated by Caitlin Clark, didn't just rattle the draft, it held a magnifying glass up to the WNBA itself, exposing its often conflicted approach to its biggest stars. Remember that Olympic snub that sparked so much outrage? That raw tension from team selections, the debates about who deserved a spot, the whispers about coaching decisions, all of that history was simmering just below the surface when Clark made her bold move. This trade wasn't a random act, it was a direct consequence of unresolved past grievances, a strategic chess move that the league had inadvertently set up. And here's the kicker, this unexpected, rule-breaking act by Clark, while controversial, was arguably the best thing that could have happened to the All-Star game. Let's be real, the All-Star format had been getting stale, predictable, a bit too safe. Caitlin Clark didn't just inject life into it, she shocked it back to full consciousness by doing something completely unprecedented. Sometimes, you need someone willing to shatter the mold to remind everyone why we even bother watching in the first place. The WNBA, whether they admit it or not, benefited immensely from this chaotic, viral moment, gaining an unprecedented level of buzz that a perfectly structured draft never could have achieved. This incident also shines a harsh spotlight on the evolving athlete-coach relationships across all sports, not just basketball. Players are no longer content to be mere pawns, they're becoming increasingly vocal, assertive, and willing to advocate for situations that genuinely maximize their potential and comfort. Clark's trade wasn't just about personal feelings towards Cheryl Reeve, it was about creating the best possible environment for her All-Star game experience, a radical act of self-advocacy that sets a powerful precedent. From the league's perspective, despite the initial panic, this was ultimately a marketing dream. Instead of a boring, forgettable draft, they landed a viral moment that will be dissected and talked about for years. It's a testament to the power of authentic personality and unscripted drama. Sometimes, the best marketing strategy isn't a meticulously planned campaign, but simply letting compelling personalities be themselves on camera, even if it means bending a few unwritten rules. The WNBA got exactly what it needed, even if it didn't know it. Section 7, Future on the Brink and Call to Action. So, what does this all-star bombshell, this audacious coach swap by Caitlin Clark, truly mean for the future of the WNBA? It means the league is standing at a pivotal crossroads, facing a stark choice. If players like Clark, who are bringing unprecedented eyes and dollars to the league, continue to feel empowered to challenge traditional structures, and frankly, given how this played out, why wouldn't they? Then future All-Star games will have to completely rethink their formats. This isn't just about fun and games anymore. Players now know they have far more agency than anyone previously imagined, and coaches understand that their relationships and perceived loyalty, or lack thereof, with star players matter, even in exhibition settings. This entire situation perfectly encapsulates where the WNBA stands right now. Young superstars like Caitlin Clark are fundamentally changing the conversation. Veteran players like Sabrina Ionescu are adapting, even thriving, within these new, dynamic environments. And coaches like Sandy Brondello are rolling with the punches, embracing the chaos with professionalism and a surprising amount of good humor. The "you can't escape me" comment, far from being just playful banter, speaks volumes about the tight-knit, yet intensely competitive, nature of the WNBA community. These women are more than just opponents, their connections transcend team affiliations, creating fascinating new dynamics for us, the fans, to obsess over. Caitlin Clark didn't just trade a coach, she demonstrated that she's willing to challenge authority when she feels it's necessary. That, my friends, is exactly the kind of bold, fearless leadership the WNBA needs from its biggest stars. Players who aren't afraid to shake things up when the situation calls for it. From a pure competitive standpoint, the trade actually made perfect sense, allowing established chemistry to flourish and giving Clark a fresh perspective. Sometimes, the craziest moves are the most brilliant. Ultimately, this coach swap just changed the All-Star game forever. And Sabrina's priceless reaction proved that sometimes, the best, most compelling drama emerges from the most unexpected places. This wasn't manufactured, pre-packaged content, it was raw, authentic, and undeniably real. Now, the floor is yours. What do you think this audacious coach swap means for future player empowerment in the WNBA? Is this the start of a revolution, or just a one-off moment of iconic petty? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as hyped about this as we are, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for all the hottest WNBA tea, and make sure those notifications are turned on, because trust me, the WNBA drama is only just beginning.